Say let's do it, then it's done. Do it. I've been hearing voices, seem like nobody hear it. I hear it. They say that if you build it, they will come. Let's do it. I ain't a businessman, man, I'm a business, so I stand on the business, but that ain't nobody business, okay? But there's a witness stand, can't leave a witness in the way these niggas snitching. Gotta sew it up, stitch it, okay? It's adding up,
I feel like catching a lot of this stuff as it happens is very important. I feel like it could be a little bit of a smoke screen at the same time. But I do feel like, and being as though we in the entertainment industry, we gotta make sure that we give everybody all sides of it.
And trust me, there's keeping all sides up to date quite a bit. We're in a situation right now where there's
a lot.
Media's going off right now. Media's jumping crazy right now.
A lot. It's super crazy right now. Right now we're gonna jump into Gene Deal. He's got a lot to say. He's got a lot to say, and he had a lot to say in the beginning before a lot of stuff had started popping off. So I feel like, he in the hot seat.
He's about to be in the interrogation seat. I don't think we have long.
Nah, for sure not.
Too loud, and one of his security guards has already been named.
For sure, okay.
And something. So let's jump into this Gene Deal shit. What we got going on, bro?
Yeah, you might be right. Me looking at it now, he might do some time. But how you feel about the mayor of New York getting indicted?
Man, it's kind of funny. I caught a little flack about saying something about the mayor. But you got to realize is that they've been watching the mayor since 2013, 2014. No. 7 years, what this is? Like 2014, bruh. They've been watching the mayor since 2014. So if they got the mayor under surveillance since 2014 and they running the case up on him, they let him do all that corruption, let him do all that shit when he was the Brooklyn borough president. Then they let him go get elected to mayor. This is our government, man. This is the federal government who's supposed to protect us. This is the federal government who's supposed to, make sure that our government is in line. So if you knew the man was doing, if you knew the Brooklyn borough president was doing corruption while he was a Brooklyn borough president, why would you allow him to go be the mayor of the largest metropolitan city in the world without giving the information to stop him from being mayor? Now he goes and he's doing the same shit that they got him for the same shit, dealing with the Turkish government and the whole 9 yards and some other things. Now, we don't even know how Diddy got the key to the city.
We know.
Yeah, it's
when in fact, he did a lot of destruction in the city. The 9 kids at City College that died. And speaking about the 9 kids at City College that died, bro.
I have not heard about 9 kids dying.
9 kids at City College?
Yeah, I haven't heard about it. Have you heard about that?
I'm not gonna lie and say that I have. I'm not. Half the shit. That's
what threw me off. It's like 9 kids at City College.
This nigga knows a lot.
He said he raised hell in New York. You were with him.
Man,
you were in front of him, telling people not to talk to him.
Look up the time frame for Gene Deal being his bodyguard, though, because I do want to know around the range, and we're gonna get back to this in the meantime.
Somebody sent me this 2006 documentary he did. It was called Black and White. Sean Combs and stuff like that. Yo, I was there at City College. I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what went down. Puff got on this documentary and he said that he looked down and there was 9 bodies on the floor and he tried to give each one of them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Why are you laughing?
And
didn't I cough?
He was the only one working. He turned around and looked. Everybody was gone, and he was the only one trying to save the 9 people. I like, this man that lost his motherfucking rabbit ass mind. When in fact, when this shit happened, he ran up out of there as quick as possible.
See, why do you know that?
When you look at those films and you look at those tapes, you don't see him down there. And you definitely don't see him like he just said in that tape. Y'all go watch that shit. He said that he felt the souls of 9 people in his mouth.
What?
Because he was trying to resuscitate all 9 of them by himself. Something was wrong with that picture, bro. Something was wrong with that. But to get back to the mayor thing, man, is that if he was a part of that, how did he get the key to the city? That's crazy to me. If he was in incidents and everything around the city that wasn't favorable, how he get key to the city?
Is you hating?
So now, yeah, now you got to realize, if they had the mayor under investigation.
Pause this real quick.
Yeah.
So, you know, AI calls motherfuckers out for everything. AI is even vague about this guy.
What does it say about Gene Deal?
Gene Deal was P. Diddy's personal bodyguard for several years. Gene Deal was present when Big was killed.
Okay.
That's what it says. He said he's since retired, started writing books about his early career, childhood, and work as a bodyguard. But there isn't anywhere I can find where there's different interviews where people talk about his like yearly length.
But it's not a set time frame.
I see one that says 98, 99 into the mid 2000s. I see some that say 86 into the early 2000s.
Well, if anybody out there knows the time frame, for Gene Deal being the bodyguard out there for Bad Boy and stuff, let me know.
Since 2014, Diddy was in investigation around 2011, 9 or 11, something like that. They say he's 9 or 11. One of those people are responsible for the feds looking out after one, or either Diddy responsible, his interaction with the mayor, or the mayor interaction with Diddy may have caused the feds to be looking at both of them in some form or fashion. I don't know which one was first. Was it Diddy interaction with the mayor or the mayor interaction with Diddy? Which one did the Fed have under surveillance first?
He should know that.
And I think it was probably Diddy.
He know a lot.
They probably had him under, it said 2011. So they said the mayor stuff goes back to 2014. So it may have been Diddy. And this interaction with the mayor may have caused them to start looking at the mayor in a certain way. And it was so many, it was so many reports out there, brother. You got to realize, when people are getting awards, they hire an investigators agency to go investigate and find out any dirt, the good stuff and the bad stuff on that person. They try to find out the good stuff and the bad stuff on that person. And you gonna say nobody ever watched The Art of Dialogue? Nobody never watched Tisha Tales? None of them people never watch what's her name?
Don't know, bro.
The other young lady in Atlanta, Tasha K. Nobody never watched those programs that always had either people or somebody not speaking in Diddy's favor or bringing up information that he had done. They didn't know about Kim Porter, nose being broken, her arm being broken. They didn't know about the little girl Gina being kicked while she was pregnant, punched in the head, and they still give him the key to the city. Get out of here, man. They know about that stuff, bro. I don't know what he had on him or what they was trying to do, by giving that dude the key to the city.
I mean, what do you got to say about that? I mean, he's like heavily focused on the mayor. I mean, I feel like he knows something that he's not saying because
He's saying names and details, like getting punched in the head. Like,
oh, the Gina getting kicked.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's saying shit like, and keep in mind, you work for this man.
Yeah, no, for sure that.
You might be saying shit you were present for at this point.
I feel like in the beginning, we're gonna go back to some of his other joints. I feel like in the beginning he was definitely saying stuff. Where you want to go next? Do you want to go into the Jag joint, or you want to go into the Rallo joint, or what was this joint? Oh, I just seen some clips from this. I'm gonna play some clips from this.
And so I was like, this is about to become a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar industry, and I want in. And so with Bad Boy was, you know, the representation of how I saw music and saw music marketing and grooming artists. Coming up, having studied the greats like Berry Gordy, Russell Simmons, I was able to see the possibility. Andre Harrell, who gave me my chance, I was taught and I was mentored. I was able to see the possibilities. But with Bad Boy, I wanted to be disruptive. You know, my whole thing is disruption. You know, I'm trying to go shake up the system and make sure that we as artists and we as a people get treated equally. And so for me, with the record company, I had to look bigger than hip hop at the time because they wasn't letting hip hop be global. If y'all see that Savage video of me, that's me finally getting an ad on MTV. You know, so that's how intense and rough it was for black artists. And, you know, I was always fueled by that purpose. Number one,
We're going to throw that Savage video.
I was about to say, throw that in the queue. I'm a savage.
You damn straight we going up with the Savage. Hit him with that shit when he threw that.
He did slam some
He
shit.
had to have hit him with something when he threw that shit. But that's the Savage video.
But it might have
where he
been
was just
it might have been
referring to.
his record that he was trying to get somebody bumped for. So he was like, I'll take that little CD to the chin.
Hey,
But
and it's like
I'm gonna get
you
put on
get people
MTV.
bumped and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is you
was
doing
to
get
make
somebody
people
bumped?
dance and make people feel good through my music. And then number two was ownership. I wanted to make sure that I owned my own business. I wanted to own my own label, and I wanted to be independent.
Some of the icons, you brought up Berry Gordy. You said Russell Simmons, obviously, rest in peace, Andre Harrell. Something that was intricate about you was that not only did you produce the records, but you were able to identify, curate, nurture, and help flourish talent. Not the easiest thing to do, right? Talk about how that was encompassing part of your entrepreneurial journey, right? Because it's cool to start a label.
Oh yeah, we talk about the Bad Boy story, but that's not my whole story. I have to give y'all the whole story. So I thought I was going to be a professional NFL football player. I didn't have no plan B. And then the last year of school, I broke my leg. And so my dream was deferred. I got very depressed. I did not know what I was going to do. I was lost. I started just going to the clubs to dance my pain away. And so through that process of just dancing in a club and using music to survive, I was able to get picked up and get seen. And
Do you think that's where the drug abuse started? Like that
Are you referring
sounds
to
like
his injury or being in the club so often?
the injury, the depression, the going to the club for the release, because he kind of just like was like the go dance for release, and we all know that the club scene, yeah, there's people dancing,
pick
but there's
up an
they
addiction there,
normally
too.
doing a little bit more than just dancing. There's
Yeah.
normally drinking. There's, you
And
know
you
what
got to
I
think of
mean?
the decade it was then.
Right, exactly.
But I'm saying, how many people to this day do we hear? You know, I injured myself and I got hooked on pain pills and
Right.
you know things like. I think it could have.
Right.
That's a perfect storm scenario
Yeah.
of what he just explained for somebody starting to get hooked on something.
And then, I mean, like I said, this is about giving everybody their fair shake. But you gotta, and that's why I'm talking about like the different things that may have happened to bring the person about. Not that it justifies anything, but he used the word picked up.
And if you're medically sedated all the time, or if your addiction is sedating you all the time,
Yeah.
and like I said, I'm a firm believer that everybody, the only thing he's not innocent until proven guilty on is beating Cassie's ass. Hands down, that's on video. If it's on video, we know you did it.
Facts.
But like everything else, I'm gonna give this man his fair chance in court.
Most definitely.
Like,
it's
straight
still,
up, like-
he's still Diddy. I mean,
Yeah.
he's still anybody. It ain't even about
Yeah,
being
so
Diddy.
far
Fuck
the
all
only
that.
real
He
thing
anybody.
he's guilty of is beating her down on camera,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah, and past that, rich niggas do rich things, whether they white, black,
Money
whoever.
is
You know what I'm saying?
crazy, bro. And imagine
But-
the shit that we know money can do. Imagine the shit we don't know that money can do. Is crazy.
But let's hear what he says after he says he got picked up. Because he said he got picked up at the club.
And got an opportunity with my talent as like a background dancer. So they would see me dancing in the club and they were like, come on, you want to be in this video? So then I would go to the video shoot and I would see the executives and I would see how the artists treated the executives. And I was like, I don't know what he does, but I know I want to do that. And I was blessed with this talent to be able to hear hits, to be able to create imaging, marketing. I don't know where it came from. It's a God-given talent, but I knew what to put on Jodeci, what to put on Mary. And, you know, it was something that was a blessing. It was something that was a talent to be able to do that. And so I started from the bottom. And so I was doing everything from the background dances to the styling so by the time I got to Bad Boy to A&Ring, by the time I got to Bad Boy and got my chance, and I only got my chance through a negative situation. So anybody out there going through a negative situation, you have to know, stay steady in the storm.
That negative situation.
So, all right. So let's get into.
I gotta say, I got fired. I gotta tell you the whole story.
Andre Harrell,
Bad Boy. Andre Harrell fired me, and so that adversity kind of pushed me into my Bad Boy purpose. I was scared. I remember I was fired. I was outside of Andre's house, stalking him, crying, hoping that he would come and I could talk him into giving me my job back. But as Andre said, he didn't fire me to hurt me. He fired me to make me rich. And so he gave me my independence, and that's the Bad Boy story.
So,
Cheers to that.
for that.
Words don't age well.
So I wanna. All right. So now, let's get into this Diageo situation, right? So I want to talk about the relationship with Diageo. So this lawsuit that you brought against them, right? People might not know, but I think Pharrell was the actual first one to sue Diageo, and it was for unfair treatment. So you had a historic relationship with them, 15 years, going back to Ciroc, DeLeon. I never even heard of Ciroc until you started doing the commercials, blew it out the water. Then you had DeLeon, and everything looked like it was on the up and up, owned by a black man and all that. So a lot of people was confused when the lawsuit came about. You shared some information with us when we came to your house that we wasn't aware of. So can you really talk about that? Because I think it's a very interesting case study for entrepreneurs to understand.
Definitely. The situation's in the courts now, so I'm gonna share with y'all what I can. This is all public record. But basically, I was called to have a meeting with Diageo, and they knew that I was kind of killing things in the culture, and they were trying to fix their diversity problem. And through that, a meeting was set up, and I told them, you know, I want to be an owner, that I have these ideas from promoting parties at Howard, just remembering that I will always get the door and never get the bar. And so I said, I have aspirations to have black-owned brands owned by black people behind the bar and a part of your organization. They're the biggest distributor of spirits in the world, biggest maker of spirits in the world. So we get a test project. I'm looking at their portfolio, and they say we could start something from scratch. But I'm looking at their portfolio, and I remember one night I was having a great time with Ciroc. I had some Ciroc. It was made by grapes, and I remember, you know, having just such the greatest time. And so the light bulb went off in my head. I said, I don't want to wait and develop nothing. Let me show you what I could do with Ciroc. Let me show you how I could turn your revenue around. They were losing $40 million a year. And I went and turned it around and took it to 2.6 million cases from 40,000 cases. Okay? And so this is something that's never been done.
Clap it up for that.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, yo. It does suck when, like, he's truly talented.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the case where as though we're gonna find out that there was some shit that happened, but I feel like it's like he's a tormented soul. He's one of those people. He is a victim that is, you know what I mean, that turned into one of those.
We've heard that from a couple different people that come out and say that he was a victim first, and then went into victimizing.
Yeah, or he was either hiding. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is personal opinion, but I do feel like even when he's like, I know how to dress Jodeci, I know how to dress Mary J. Like he is showing either metrosexual or more or less a homosexual tendency with the way that I'm in the club dancing. They calling me over, hey, dance this. Like, I'm not dancing for no guys. Like, you're not just, I don't give a, if I'm out in the club dancing, I'm with, as a female involved, or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going.
Tupac got picked up in a similar way when he was doing acting.
He was dancing with Digital Underground as a background dancer, but he was humping a doll, and I don't know if he was dancing in the club, though, was he?
I don't know if he was dancing in the club. I just know the persona you saw of Tupac when he's on the couch and he was like, no, they wanted me to smoke a cigarette. And I was like, it's real different from
We're not going to do that to Pac.
I'm just saying, it's on fucking video.
This is the Gorilla Zone.
Okay, in the Gorilla Zone, I'm calling it how the fuck it is.
I gotta see the video.
He is a whole smoke screen on that fucking video.
I gotta see the damn video.
I'm gonna pull it up for you right now. Yeah, he's on there. He's like, no, they want to
do not pay somebody.
Shit. Like, no, like it's very different from.
Man, look, now I gotta look up this damn video.
It's worth watching.
And you said, "Is Pac? Pac was doing what? What the hell did you say Pac was doing?"
He's sitting on a couch or like a chair talking to somebody before he started rapping. And he talks about how he got picked up in the background dancing. And is everything about him right
I've seen guys speak to women with this much respect. And I deplore that. My mother is just totally, I grew up, my mother raised me. So I have this much respect for women, and I fight often because of that. And it gives me a lot of friends. I mean, I get a lot of friends, but I get a lot of friends because I have respect for women, ultra respect for women. But then, like I was liking this girl in Tam, and I'm extra nice, you know, extra gentleman. I'm extra just like, oh, you're beautiful and you deserve the best. And she told me I was too nice. I couldn't believe it. It wouldn't work because I was too nice. That was the ultimate stab in the back. So I went through a week of just going, forget it, I'm just gonna be like them. Because they seem to get the girls and they call girls the B word, you know, and they smack and beat and they're getting girls, and I'm going, peace, and I think you're beautiful, and they're going, well, I like him because he's masculine. I'm masculine. I mean, and with the guys, and like yesterday he was cursing, and I was like, don't curse, and he got mad at me because I told him not to curse. But my plan is that if I keep telling girls not to let them call you these names, and if I keep saying it, it's going to catch on. Because the girls won't allow them to be their boyfriend if they're going to speak to them like that. And they're going to want me. So in order to not get them to go with me, they're going to have to change, and that's how they change. So I'll be the scapegoat, no problem, as long as it changes. So, yeah. So I think it's gonna work. I think it'll work out.
Saying, bro, there might have been some homosexual shit going on with him. I'm a coastal DJ, and I call it real.
I don't think so at all. He literally called it right there, like, "Hey,
bro's as feminine as a woman in that video, and then he turns around screaming thug life."
I don't give a damn because, like he said, I'm fighting and I'm doing this, and this.
I know gay dudes with hands.
He just said he was trying to talk to women. So, like I said, that don't even. That's just like another, right now, you just another man calling another man a liar. Because literally, he's saying, I like women. And these women like niggas who is calling them bitches and bop, 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 the same way it is in today's culture.
But so you said he was an actor. My original point was, is he acting in that fucking video?
No,
or was
he's
he acting throughout his 10-year
career? He literally says that I'm about to start acting like them. So everything else past this point, like he said, was probably an act.
So the Tupac everyone knows and loves is not fucking Tupac then?
No, like I said,
The Tupac is in that video. He portrayed
I don't
a character.
think that you understand what people loved about Tupac then saying that. Like,
There's
that
a lot of
you're
things
not
that people
from the
love in
culture.
different ways.
You aren't
No.
from the culture.
Tupac's
You
also a
are the
convicted
coastal
pedophile.
DJ, but
He's
you
also
are
a
not from the
convicted
culture.
fucking pedophile.
Bro, you're not from the culture. And look into that case. That is not even no pedophile.
No, that was
case
no,
and all
it's
that
not
other
pedophile.
bullshit.
Sex
Like,
offense, not
yeah,
pedophile.
what is you talking about?
That was wrong. That was not pedophilia.
Anyway, we're gonna move
I go
on
back on
because
that.
you talking crazy on Pac without all the facts, and we ain't doing that. All right, what this nigga?
And so 15 years later, even though I had that success, I was always fighting for Ciroc not to be pigeonholed, not to be pigeonholed as a black brand, not to be pigeonholed as an urban brand. I already went through that. I went through that with Sean John. They put me in the urban section. I had to go and disrupt the
No.
I'm Googling what pigeonhole means. I don't even
If
know
all I'm worried about is pretending to be what
Here we go.
they
We're
want.
getting in the Jaguar.
Have you ever,
move
at
the
any
pace a
point
little
in
bit.
your life,
Trying to
bought
figure out
into
what
the
fuck
fact
means right
to,
now.
or the,
Absolutely.
trying to pretend?
Absolutely.
And can you explain what caused you to come to the realization of fuck that, I'm finna be...
The day I heard Memphis Bleak say, fuck Aaliyah, that bitch is dead. Beyonce is queen. With Dame Dash screaming. Oh, I got me some fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So-
I make it hot. Niggas won't even stand next to
You...
Yeah.
So Memphis Bleak speaking on Lee, in what fashion? Please run that back, 'cause I think I lost it. I was trying to
Madison
help.
Square Garden, I had just got finished getting off stage. Dame was going through the back cages in the back lot where, dressing rooms and green rooms is, and Beyonce had just gotten in there. Mary J. Blige on stage screaming like just a stuck pig, begging all the women to trust Jigga Man because he know how to treat a woman and he know that and all of this. And I'm sitting there and I heard the voice, if you hurry up and leave now, nobody will see you go. And I didn't understand why I was hearing that. I'm at Madison Square Garden. I'm on stage. There's people out there, 7th Avenue, all around, saying my name. Why didn't they let Jaguar sing more? Why did they let Mary J. Blige sing that song? She messed it up. Jag the one to sing it.
I think he really fucked with her though.
Because it was a ceremony, see? Just like Unplugged was.
The Unplugged I was playing when you got here today, I was so proud of playing for you.
And I'm still
Did you
proud to
appreciate
hear
that,
it.
or did that irritate you?
I still appreciate it. It's some of the finest work any of us involved have ever done, which is why it's disgusting that they're slumping it, because it literally still is some of the finest work that any of them, including Sean Carter, have ever done. Why would you hide that from the culture if you cared about the culture? You can't, because you don't want people to go back and see what you hid, what you lied about, and what was really going on. While you're sitting there, you have me crooning in the background, singing for the angels over lyrics that you wrote for a young woman that you took.
Talk about the young woman that he took.
Aaliyah.
Yes, bless her soul, bless her heart, rest in peace to the late great that never got a chance to even actually arrive. That was before her time, that we all respect and revere.
And look at that. Look at what the fear of man did.
Talk to me.
Because if anybody had truly been focused on God in that moment, they would have forced an investigation, and somebody would have snatched Hype Williams by the collar and just asked him some real questions until he cried.
You mentioned Hype Williams, and he branded and marketed himself by being the darker version of what we appreciate. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you. We get some tissue, please, someone. Yes.
Thank you.
So you just gave me like a brain thought that not only was his imagery dark, but you're saying Hype Williams somehow took the dark side to these issues. Yeah.
Well, Hype Williams is a homosexual.
Why
who
are you
likes
so comfortable?
turning
Why are you so
straight
comfortable?
men homosexual?
But why in this time and day, 2024, the way things are, I know you like Ellen J. Wright. I get it, but explain to the people why you're so comfortable being that bold with your speech and your separation one thing from the other, that's a word. Even though it just describes a situation of my frame, you say it with the wrong tone of voice. People can say you're being...
I'm a bisexual woman. I'm the B in the LGBTQ plus IAXYZ and all the other shit.
Oh, yeah, I did see you go through some shit in there with a though. I'm going to give you a though.
No, that wasn't a that was a, I'm trying to stay the fuck out of jail.
Say less, gangster.
They put that crazy bitch on my bond, G.
They did that?
Yeah.
I don't, look.
I didn't even know who she was. All I know is I got out. I didn't know whose name was on my bond. I didn't know anything.
Before this is over, this is what we're going to do. When we're done, the last thing we're going to do is I want you to give me the opportunity.
If that bitch needed me to believe that I loved her so she could stop fucking threatening to break my bond every day, like, why is it that dudes is allowed, you know what I'm saying, to play the game, to get home? You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to watch this.
No, I respect the game. Now I have the opportunity to be chilling with you and we casually
Do I got a right? Beggars can't afford to be choosy.
There you go.
And I tried to go back to jail when I seen her. I asked her to take
But it's all good.
I said, you know what? Take me back to jail. You can look, take me down there, take my name off. I'll book in.
But you know what? You did push a hard line to the point where it was obvious you didn't give a. You feel me?
No fuck.
Yeah, it was obvious. It was obvious.
And guess what? I love that. Want to know why? Because it forced people to look at that situation for what the fuck it was.
Would survival be a good word?
No. Look at what this fucking poor simpleton was willing to do for a moment of fame. You allowed yourself to be drugged through the mud.
Disrespected.
Yeah, completely. And guess what? You stuck around.
Yeah, you a fool for that one. I gotta
Stuck
tip my
around. For what? It wasn't for love. There was none there for you.
So what do you think the motivation was? Just the clout?
Absolutely. It was all YouTube generated. And there's ties that lead back to Transrena Kibi, you know.
I'm lost with that term.
I'm not gonna lie, like the realness that she's showing right now, it is like I can definitely respect that. You know what I'm saying? I got sisters and dot, you know what I mean? I understand how, you know what I mean, it be on the other side, but it's just like when you are with these accusations and allegations against everybody in the matter of which they are, the tone in which she's talking is just really like, it's like off-putting kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, hold up.
Well, she's, the tone is definitely, I definitely see where that is, but she's like this in almost every interview. Like, she doesn't come in there to slightly be like, you know, I think he fucks kids. Like, no, she's like, she's right or wrong. She's on there with like direct, like, I know shit happened. This is worse. That's worse. She's calling out names. We don't even know
Tasha K.
yet.
Yeah, nah, for
like,
shit.
she's out rough right now.
Yeah, wait till she like that J.
Oh,
that's Transrena. That's her middle name. That's what her mama name her. Her mama call her Transrena. I'm gonna call her Transrena.
So you and Tasha K don't get along?
Oh no. Like, I went deep. Like, I done sat down with like kinetic scientists and she's my enemy from a former life.
Yeah.
That bitch literally followed me to this life.
You and Ben Carson.
Atlanta.
She followed me to this life because she was that pissed off that I shit on her in the last one. And guess what? It was the same relationship last time.
Look, you know, you are a genius, or you are notorious for saying things that are that crazy and things that make a whole lot of sense
at the same time.
Yes, so please help.
If I'm crazy, God is crazy.
I agree. I think chaos rules this universe.
Well, I don't think. See, this is the thing. All of these words were invented by human beings.
Talk.
Now, if I let my beloved tell me, I believe the same symbol in the Chinese alphabet, they use the same symbol for tragedy and for opportunity.
Go on, Ellen, break bread. I'm listening.
I mean, so if that's the case,
Yeah,
is it
it's one and the
chaos?
same.
Is it chaos, or is it organized
Confusion.
destruction, or organized confusion, or organized noise? Shout out to Pharaoh Munch.
Yin and yang.
So, it's just funny because people love creating chaos, but they don't like dealing with the ramifications of it. People create chaos every day. God gave us 10 rules and said, hey, you follow these 10 rules, life will be cool. And guess what? What does humanity do? Break those fucking rules every fucking day. And
Just
then they
to unlock all the
hell they come along with it.
Yeah.
If somebody tell you don't touch the stove because it's hot, whose fault is it when you get burned?
Or how many times do you have to touch it to realize you shouldn't touch it? That's easily.
Listen to me. I know a guy that was driving drunk and his girlfriend died in a crash. And he became an atheist because he said he asked God to save her. And you want to know what was really fucked up? We talked about that after so many years. And I said, question is, did she needed God to save her, or did she need to be saved from you? Because you was the motherfucker that was driving drunk to begin with.
Can't take nothing away from that comment. Nothing.
Like you've been mad at God because you got drunk.
Made a point.
Nah, hell yeah, that was real.
Made a point.
Is this an individual that you are aware of has a history of having a connection with God, or is that just his
no.
to God?
This was a person that had a very strong connection, and guess what? Has found their way back to God in a more realistic, manner. But at the end of the day, we blame God because we choose not to listen to him. And I think that's what really makes my enemies despise me, because I embolden people to believe in God. Because if you believe in God, you really ain't got to worry about the rest of the stuff.
Oh, my mama, with all the doubts I've experienced through my life, with all the belief I've experienced through my life, my encounters and engagement with you have strengthened my belief rather than deteriorated. Whether it's 1%, 0.5%, 0.1%, your experiences caused me to believe more in what I thought I believed in rather than less.
See, religion, that word is so divisive. It's created so much division. And it's just odd because people read the Bible and they really don't want to accept what's there. They want to believe the lies that they put in it to throw everybody off, but they don't want to believe the truth that's still very much so there. And if you go through every Bible, it's the same thing. A profound truth that seems to be universal in every other religion with a completely differentiating access to it. So essentially, all a religion is someone's opinion about what they think God's word is. And you know what opinions are like? They're like assholes. There's a million of them. Guess what? There's a million religions. Meanwhile, Yeshua goes into the synagogue.
Not Jesus.
Yeshua. That's his name.
Amen.
You know what I mean? And that's another thing. We're so easily swayed. Like we really don't break down the phonetics or the languages or the many different alphabets, because it's more than one.
Speak, sister.
It's just so funny for a universe that's been here forever that we actually think that people didn't learn how to communicate until the English language was invented.
I believe language, letters, and speaking are all crutches. I think at one time we communicated every and anything we would choose to without
Well, understand this. If you look at ancient Egypt, hieroglyphics and all of that stuff, you couldn't communicate if you couldn't create art, because hieroglyphics were drawn little pictures. What if you don't know how to draw? How do you tell somebody you need water? How do you tell somebody you need more fish? How do you tell somebody you need this, you need that? If you don't need, like, art.
Wait. Hold on. I'm lost right now. I'm not going to lie. So she's saying that people couldn't.
So she kind of went into like a religious side of things for a little bit. And she broke down how there's different religious things like that. And she was speaking about how, and aside from language in, ancient times, they would use art as a way to communicate.
Okay.
As in, like, if you don't draw that you need something to drink or you need more fish, how am I supposed to know?
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
So
they
that
can
kind of threw me off there.
though.
Like,
right?
yeah,
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Is she making it? In my mind, I'm getting that they couldn't communicate.
Me wanting to think too far into it, I'm thinking that's why there's hieroglyphics everywhere, some weird characters. Like,
right.
That was maybe she's like touching that, but she is so diverse in her communications. It's hard to keep up with her at some point.
Is such a huge part of our civilization in our life, even down to the symbols. And as you notice, it got simpler and simpler, which means people got dumber and dumber.
That's my point. And to this day, where now the most important thing you want to figure out right now, that you used to have to go to the library, to the fucking encyclopedia and research, it takes you 2 seconds to hit on your phone and gather information.
And yet, the more sophisticated technology is, the stupider humanity becomes.
My point. The smarter the phone, the stupider the user.
Relying on an image, relying on a picture, relying on a screen. How can you rely? What makes you trust that shit so much? Since fucking when does Google know more than your mama or your daddy?
When Google creates the world, I think we stop living a natural experience and we're living this created experience. So therefore,
the whole world is being run by AI. All of this shit is being run by machines. Human beings are not in control, and now computers are outthinking their inventors.
And what is your synopsis of that? What does that mean for our current moment?
What do you mean? What does it mean?
Is our future going to be positive, or is it going to lead to something detrimental?
I don't know how a future can be positive, because if we're relying on technology, technology has no feeling. Technology has no allegiance. Technology has nothing. Technology is just technology. So if we're dealing with something that's running the show that doesn't have the human element, that cannot understand humanity or what it means to be a human being, that means the decisions and choices are going to be made based on machinery alone.
So does this machinery calculate the most technical, favorable outcome? And
understand this. Technology was designed, no different than science, was designed
science is
to replace
created?
God. Yes, science is created.
So God didn't create science, science created God.
No, science tries to disprove God. That's the point of science. To say you don't need to look for from here. We can recreate it.
And
it's so
figure it
funny.
all out.
Yeah, but with all of the scientists and with all of the money and everything, Cat Williams once said one of the most brilliant things.
That's a name I wanted to bring up to you. Shout out, Cat.
Shout out to
the
Cat.
GOAT. Go ahead, baby. Keep building.
He's definitely not on land.
Not at all.
But, you know, he was talking about, we know what it takes to make water. We know the ingredients to make water. What? Hydrogen, H2O. 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen, right? Like, that's pretty much the basis
That's
of it,
it.
right?
That's what we were taught.
That's the ingredients, right? Now, if I go into the kitchen, can I make water? I know how to make. I know the ingredients.
Right, but I can't just do it.
Can I make it?
No.
Why not?
The tools?
Why not?
I'm getting my
Why can't I make water? If I know the ingredients, I can't go into the kitchen and just make me some water? Why not?
Tell me.
Because God made water. Just because you know what's in it don't mean you can make it.
Recreate it, like oxygen.
Period. If that's the case, people be sitting out in the back of their house making water right now. I ain't going to fucking store. I'm about to go
they
get
would
this
totally
water.
create a whole nother earth, a whole nother everything,
And yet they
without
can't.
thinking about it, right?
They get close to mimicking.
Can we make water? Like, is it possible for us to make water? Like, can our scientists make water?
I'm gonna
like,
Google that real quick, but I think the better thing I should have said with the Flint, Michigan thing was there was people trying to filtrate their own water because their water was so contaminated.
yeah.
But yeah, let me look up.
I want to know if we can make water. I want to know what the truth is there, because I know we can do some stuff with oxygen. So I want to know.
Jump in the comments.
They can't.
If anyone's like a
Tolerate,
scientist
baby.
People
or anything
keep
like that, or
trying to
jump in.
Chevy trucks with power.
That's some questionable shit there. Oh, excuse me. after all the shit that we
Technically,
can
humans
recreate.
can make water in a laboratory setting by combining hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
It doesn't sound like something you could be doing in your backyard.
No, hell no.
That glass of water looks fire, though.
Shit, ain't nothing better than God's water.
It is not practical to make large volumes of water by mixing hydrogen and oxygen together.
So no, we really not
The
making
reaction
water.
is expensive. Releases lots of energy and can cause really massive explosions. What the fuck?
For water?
Read it. It is right
That
there, bro. I'll
is-
move my microphone down. Read that one.
Nah, I believe you.
That is
That's
explosions.
crazy. Okay.
So they've been water labs everywhere. Not
Tower
meth
of
labs.
Babel. How is the Tower of Babel
They've
any
been
different than
making water.
SpaceX?
The whole time they've been making water
not.
down there, brother. Free
Not at
water
all.
distribution.
Elon trying to get the same place that they were trying to get.
I think Elon is trying to steal a little bit of God so he can be it somewhere. At all.
I love Elon.
Elon
I love
trying to get
everybody's opinion.
Hold on, I gotta go back.
everything
And yet they
without
can't.
thinking about it right.
They get close to mimicking, but they can't.
Tower of Babel.
People keep trying to disprove God. Tower of Babel. How is the Tower of Babel any different than SpaceX? It's not. Not at all.
Elon trying to get the same place that they were trying to get.
I think Elon is trying to steal a little bit of God so he can be it somewhere. They're not talking about the fact that he's using alien technology.
But do you believe in the possibility of one individual being intellectually superior?
I'm going to say this to you right now, and it's probably going to be one of the most explosive moments that you've had on your show all year. And you're probably going to take a lot of heat for it, but I'm going to tell you the truth.
I want all the heat. Right?
Elon Musk is the beast. He is the second beast. That's who he is.
You know the number of his name.
Yeah, I know the number of his name.
It has to equal. The number of his name will have to equal.
Okay.
He will have to seek to change times and laws. And he will have to esteem himself
Understand this.
above the Most High.
SpaceX is now directing NASA on what to do.
Let's pause on that. I did
SpaceX.
find out the Tower of Babel. And one, SpaceX does not tell NASA what to do. NASA is no longer funded. SpaceX got the contracts. NASA just doesn't get any money from anybody. NASA was also developed and created to explore the world's oceans. 6 years, or like 3 years or 6 years later, was converted into exploring space. So 100% bullshit out of Jaguar's mouth right there. But the Tower of Babel is interesting. She really nailed that one. This is like a little portrait of it. It's origin, myth, and parable in the book of Genesis. So it's spoke about in the Bible, I assume.
Yeah.
I'm not too versed on the actual that form of the Bible.
What the hell?
So according to the story, United human race speaking a single language migrates to Shinar, Lower Mesopotamia, where they agreed to build a great city and a tower that would reach the sky. Observing these efforts and remarking on humanity's power and unity confounds their speech so that they can no longer understand each other and scatters from around the world. I think she might have been touching on, she made her point, but earlier when she was talking about how communication wasn't it, I feel like this might have been like the ender
Kind of like connecting
hit
the
that she
dots.
was trying to make. Like, it kind of wraps all of that together that we heard, if that makes sense to you at all. Because, like,
Now, see, NASA is our national government space program to monitor what's happening between here and there. That's government sanctioned.
Do you think it's coincidental that Oakwood is in Huntsville alongside the original NASA?
Oh, no, I don't think it's an accident at all.
We
And I-
don't,
and I think
let's not lose our audience.
and I
That's
think-
that's an insider.
And I think the church needs to start being honest about why.
They're there
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Deep.
Our churches are lying. They are lying, and they are feeding in. Like, we shouldn't have African American Seventh-day Adventist ministers like Dr. Jamie Calisaw from Brooklyn, who's in Texas now, be moved around because he refused to stop having a very relevant conversation.
Which was?
How can we call ourselves people of God? How can we ask people to not bear false witness when we know Jesus wasn't right and we still got white Jesuses hanging up in our Seventh-day Adventist churches?
That's deep. But you know, as black people, even those that believe everything you want to believe black, I don't give a feednuck. When you see a picture of a black Jesus, even as a black person, you start feeling guilty, kind of like you're doing something wrong. Like, that's not quite it.
Want to know what's interesting?
Please.
Only in America, because Putin seems to have no problem with acknowledging the fact that Yeshua was a black man.
Hey, man, I've seen those type of
How does Vladimir Putin have more respect for who we are than we do?
Because he kills people that don't respect him.
Part of this, part of this podcast I was wanting to do is I wanted to name drop and get your immediate reaction to certain names.
Sure.
Candace Owens.
She's at a crossroads. I'm actually interested in talking to her. Because right now I'm watching the cabal come after her. I was kind of interested in why she decided to double down on Catholicism. But if you got the Jews coming for you, you need some kick-ass motherfuckers behind you. So I get that. The problem is that the Catholic Church is responsible for most of the confusion.
This we know.
In the separation between true Hebrews and true kinetic genius passed down through our DNA, and the Jesuits who took the sciences and perverted it.
I'm definitely familiar. That was the first name that came off my mind based on something you said a few moments ago.
She had a crossroads.
I agree so much. I can't believe you said that. Because I'm going to keep it real. I became familiar with Candace Owens a few years ago when she was going with the rhetoric anti-Black Lives Matter.
I thought she was a plant.
I hated her.
I thought she was a plant.
Yes.
And guess what? You want to know what? I think I was right. I just don't think she knew it.
And you don't think she's beyond redemption?
I don't know. I think everyone can be redeemable.
Amen.
Everyone is redeemable.
Amen. That's the gospel.
But I think she was a plant and she didn't know it. You know, that's the funny thing about the way they have the construct of this world set up. Everything is based on a lie. The truth you feel inside you.
Intuition.
But everything around us is based on a lie. Lean not into thine own understanding. To lean on something is
thy ways.
Is to boom. You know what I mean? You're putting support on it. Like I'm sitting in this chair. I'm resting in this chair. I have faith in this chair because I believe this chair isn't going to let me fall. Right?
Correct.
Same thing with understanding. Same thing with knowledge. We lean into that. We give it more credibility. But what if everything that's been put into your mind from the day you were born was a lie?
Well, you know what type of courage it takes to even consider that as a possibility? It takes extreme courage, especially when you've been programmed and indoctrinated. Like we have. I struggle with it all the time because I believe in things I don't believe in anymore. I definitely do because out of fear. Fear of hellfire.
The thing is it's not that you believe in it, you believe in the consequences.
Yeah, that's what I said. Fear of hellfire. I feel like I'm afraid to acknowledge my lack of belief in.
Pause for the fact. Classic first timers. They don't.
She there for a reason.
I understand, but they acknowledged early on that they were friends. I'm just saying, with her level of conversation she's giving him, he's not giving her shit back, even in like.
I don't quite.
Responses. Dude seems like the syndrome is down. Like.
I mean, hey,
I have to watch a few more of his.
Believe what I just, you know what I'm saying? It's a brain fuck.
No, it's a mind fuck.
Somebody who doesn't understand a lot of
it's not a brain fuck. You know what I mean? It's a mind fuck because the indoctrination in the lies is so cold.
Luckily, I can look shit up as I'm watching.
That your mind just, even though it keeps rejecting it, it just goes because it's programming.
That's the point.
It's programming, and now the program is advanced. They're doubling down on the program. They want you to believe in the programming of the program. They want you to count on it.
As you build, I want to keep the name list going.
Oh, go ahead.
Goomba. Shout out to the homie with that crip lot.
Listen to me. The day y'all talked and you asked him where his origins went and he became confused of who he was cripping for and what it was and how it went.
I'm going to leave it at that because...
You know what? He did the same thing with his military service, too.
Okay.
Pretenders are pretenders. The sad thing is that he took vows before God and he broke them for a pickup truck because YouTube told him, hey, we can make sure you're okay as long as you help us drag her down. He got that scared. He was that afraid. And see, fear is a great motivator, but it's also a great liar. Because fear will tell you, you'll never make it. It can't happen. It won't happen. That's humanity. You know, we're not here to encourage each other to believe in our superpower. We encourage each other to believe that it's not real, not to trust it. Why? Why do we live in a country where they're literally feeding us a diet that they know is going to make our bodies break down faster, make our minds break down faster, make our all of that?
Dude, realize that our health message that we are familiar with is what really separates us from the majority of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And
Ellen J.
You can't. How do you justify all this treatment? Nobody's interested in curing anything, yet God has created nothing but cures, real life cures that cost next to nothing. And if you're diligent enough, you can grow most of this stuff on your own property.
Rest in peace, Dr. Sebi and Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Yeah.
And Nipsey Hussle.
And Neighborhood Nip the Crib. Thank you, baby. You see him, you see his face shining right there in the midst of us.
I know. I love it when he wears his Crenshaw.
No, I love the way you be shouting the homie out throughout your whole little shit. I see the respect you give him outside of our connection. It just lets me know the creator is in control.
Trying to do. Yeah. And they lined him up. And now I'm watching him try to do the same thing to Kendrick.
Shout out K-Dot. I want to keep my list of names going.
What do you think she mean by that? You think she mean that they try and put Kendrick like in the limelight, have him all big and all this stuff, and have him like a representation of the culture?
No, because Kendrick and Nipsey's path with record sales and things were different. Nipsey, before he even really came out super tough with music, was spitting game in old interviews where he was talking about, if you haven't released an album on your own and you go to sign with a label, there's nothing for them to look back on and base your sales on. He was like, so you do it by yourself. Kendrick, he's in a different atmosphere. With all due respect to Nipsey, you were never at Kendrick's level. Ever.
As far as like a musician?
Musician. I never knew Nipsey or Kendrick as a person. Musician-wise, as a simple listener to media.
Man, I ain't gonna
lyrically,
lie.
I think they're both incredibly talented. Kendrick, view-wise, viewership-wise, and stream-wise, far more successful. But he had a label behind him for a while.
I know more Nip songs than I do Kendrick songs,
and that's fine. Like I said, this is my take from it. This is my take from it. And Nipsey's path of life is very close to my path of life, even though there's color differences. There's loyalties driven in stone that'll never be taken out. So as much as I like, he was an icon in his community because he never left the community and he continued to give back no matter what he went through. He's an icon. Kendrick, he went from a musician to now.
Oh, Goomba, what was my answer?
I forget.
Oh yeah, I
You'll
didn't
watch it on replay though. You went deep. You talked about your husband. What how they call it? Was?
Yeah, that's what the gay boys call
Was.
it.
Oh, your cousin. Then I'm gonna call it your cousin.
Listen to me. He is my cousin.
Your
but
cousin.
I didn't know he was my cousin when we got married. I found out.
Y'all.
later.
So y'all did the what they call it?
Well, no, he's my fourth cousin. Once from
That's still the shit. What they call it? What's the shit called?
Not incest.
Y'all did
Incest.
the incest thing?
I thought she was a sapphire. I didn't know she was like. I thought she was down.
Nah,
I was like, I didn't know she was fucking. She married her cousin.
That's what it just. I mean,
First generation.
Only. We all cousins, huh?
Yeah, everybody's a cousin. I mean, the funny thing is I don't know why people be lying and acting like Americans haven't been encouraging family members to marry.
Let's not get off track. I want to keep my list of names going.
Rose, listen to me. Eleanor and Franklin Delano, wasn't it? Yeah, they were cousins.
What's the? I don't know the Delanos. Who are those? Who was that?
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Oh, Roosevelt.
Eleanor Roosevelt. They're first cousins.
Wow.
They're first cousins.
Tell me this. I want to know about.
Why don't nobody talk about that? Why don't nobody talk about in the state of New Jersey, it's still legal to marry your first cousin?
You actually married your cousin, though.
You know, you are pioneering a lot of conversations that people aren't talking about. So, if you
do you know where
talk your shit,
do you know where Oprah's proxy?
I don't know what a proxy is.
Stedman.
Oh, Stedman. What happened to Stedman? He's still around?
Yeah, he's still around somewhere. I guess they let him out every now and then to do a press tour and put him back there.
Do we hate on Oprah for the fact that there's a Stedman, or do we respect her?
I don't know what he does, but I know he's
you
from
gotta respect Oprah then.
I know he's from Goulstown.
I don't know what that is.
Goulstown is a town in New Jersey.
Okay.
Tucked down around Salem County, where there used to be a lot of Klan and a lot of weird stuff going on. A lot of blacks passing, you know. But Goulstown, the reason why it stuck out in New Jersey is because everybody would always say, don't date nobody from Goulstown because it's all inbred. All inbred.
Well, Oprah has definitely...
No, Stedman inbred.
Yeah.
You ain't never noticed the eyes?
No, I don't know. I don't focus on men that closely. Stedman in particular.
I'm not saying.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm
just trying to keep it real, Jay. Let me talk. I know Stedman from like a vague representation in the back of my brain through the years. I don't know what I could walk past Stedman probably in the mall, I won't recognize him. I just know what Stedman is. But the thing about Oprah is, I think she is such a fucking anomaly because she rose to so much power and prominence.
Witchcraft will do that for you.
Without ever establishing or pronouncing a sexual preference. Nobody know what she likes.
Everybody know what she like.
We all assume what she likes.
Listen to me. Who was at the hospital crying for her when she broke down on the Ozempic?
Yeah.
Where was Stedman?
Only know Still Getman. That's the only two names I know attached to Oprah is Stedman and Gail. I don't know where they fit.
I know where they fit.
Talk to us.
Everybody else know where they fit too.
But it's assumptions though, right?
No, not really.
Intuition.
Once again, you got this man that you've been with for 80 years and don't nobody really understand him or his pedigree or his background.
That speaks to her uniqueness.
No, that speaks to her magicianry, her witchery.
Oh yeah, she don't like Oprah.
He popped out of nowhere in her life just like, you know, Obama popped out of nowhere for some people. You know what I mean? Like
I'm glad you said that because there were some people, prominent blacks, that were awaiting Obama's arrival for a decade at least. And I just knew that because I had some of my childhood friends whose parents who were black prominent.
Why ain't nobody talking about why Michelle really didn't want to run? If we wanted to
push,
push
it's hers to have.
If we wanted to push a black female for president, why didn't we get a real black female to run for president? Why is she refusing?
No, if Hillary ran after Bill, tell me why Michelle didn't run after Obama. You explain.
She refused.
Why though? Why? Because she is the Kamala that they're trying to create in reality.
I'm telling you something right now.
And she's Candace coming in the future. She could have been it right now.
I'm telling you right now, they're hiding something. They're hiding her. They're protecting her from something.
Not this gender question.
I don't know if it's a gender question or not, but what I will tell you is this. Those tapes of the Obamas at the freak-offs is real.
Never heard that. I was hoping that you came.
Hey, yo, she just said...
Is she a part of the culture? Like, what the fuck?
Yo. She just said the Obamas was at the Diddy freak-offs. Michelle and... Yeah. And her husband.
Yo, she's lit.
This is wild, right?
Came here.
You think the
And-
No,
Obamas
they
was
got
out there
freak
getting
off
all-
tape,
getting all
and
oiled
everybody
up?
know
As
it.
said,
I heard
everything is
Kamala
proven fucking guilty.
may be
Yeah, this
on
shit
some of these
wild.
tapes, and that's why
Yeah.
Diddy
I
is.
don't know if Kamala on the freak off tape or not.
She got good-ass
I mean,
aim.
I wouldn't be
Back it
surprised
up
if
10
she's
seconds.
on 8.
She got good-ass aim, yo. I swear.
Better hope that fucking bullet's ready. Like,
Hey, yo, yeah.
you can't
say-
aim at everybody like that with nothing in the chamber.
Nah, not the Obamas. You can't say the
Why?
Obamas.
Michelle didn't run after Obama. You
She
explained it.
refused. She
Why, though?
refused.
Yeah, everybody.
Why? Because she is the Kamala that they're trying to create in
I'm telling
reality.
you something right now.
And she's Candace coming in the future. She could have been.
Of the Obamas at the freak offs is real.
Never heard that. I was hoping that you came here. And
No, they got freak off tape, and everybody know it.
I heard Kamala may be on some of these tapes, and that's why Diddy
I
is.
don't know if Kamala on the freak off tape or not. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she's on a tape. She gets around.
Montel Williams.
Yo,
Gavin
Montel
Newsom.
Williams. I've not heard that name in
Governor
10 years.
Gavin
The fuck?
Newsom.
Hey, you on the black box? This Jaguar, right? You know
If
she gonna
Ju-
drop a bomb, y'all.
If Judge Joe Brown is talking cash money bullshit about this chick and calling her a whore and a liar every chance he gets,
Told you,
Judge
Screezy.
Joe Brown was stuck down on
Judge
TV,
Joe
though.
Brown
He
been on
was-
her
he didn't give a
bumper.
fuck
They
what
are
he said to
both
nobody.
professionals in the legal world. They all know the ramifications of what this is and what that is. How does a vice president sit around and let somebody call her a whore on social media and everywhere else he can? No gag order?
Well, the first time she had opportunity to present a platform, she gave Meg Thee Stallion the stage to share with her to kind of express whoredom.
Just expressing witchcraft or whatever it is. But I tell you one thing, that little lion ass bitch got up there twerking for America and then turned around with a karaoke band and started dancing and acting stupid and turning into snakes and shit and gobbling up little Tory lanes everywhere.
Hey, yo, she is gone.
She said, that little good
Is she
God.
talking about Harris?
I believe so. But
And
I,
homeboy said she let Megan Thee Stallion on stage. to
hey, yo,
express
shout
whoreism.
out to the Black Box. Because y'all got Jaguar Wright open up in that motherfucker, boy.
They must
I'm-
really be friends for real. Because, like, she's
Hey,
just talking.
hey, look.
Whoredom.
Just expressing witchcraft or whatever it is. But I tell you one thing, that little lion ass bitch got up there twerking for America and then turned around with a karaoke band and started dancing and acting stupid and turning into snakes and shit and gobbling up little Tory lanes everywhere.
Oh, she talking about Meg Thee Stallion.
Why the fuck do we want her?
Why did they? This is another name, but I'm gonna just drop this name in context.
Mega Man.
Mega.
That's what I call Megan Thee Stallion now. I
okay.
call her Mega Man.
My baby mama asked me was she a man, but when she threw that first pitch out, so much femininity attended that pitch. There's nothing masculine about Megan. You know, she might be big, whatever.
And what
She is-
about that picture that I seen where they untucked?
Did you see her throw that pitch out at the baseball game?
Listen to me.
That was a woman. That was a woman.
I hear what you're
Let's
saying.
not get distracted,
and
sis.
you would be surprised at what they can do in the transgender world. And let's also not forget, these people are wrapped around the land of make-believe. They're wrapped around Hollywood.
You're so
there
correct.
There are so many transgenders that have been on screen since black and white movies who was transgender.
That we have no clue.
Passing that you would not have had a clue. So once again, How was it that these people made it through all of these careers and nobody knew? Because everybody knew. And just like Cat Williams said, in the Illuminati, it is their greatest job to pretend that it doesn't exist.
And bigger than that, we heard the devil's biggest trick he ever pulled was to prove he
didn't exist. See? So when you got things that are mirroring things, see, it's an issue. It's a big issue. And more importantly than that, everybody knows that girl fucking lied about getting shot. Everybody knows. And there's a young black man sitting in jail for a crime
Free Tory. Oh, mama. Yeah,
Meanwhile,
I agree.
he got caught up in the middle of a freak off. He gets brought there by the Hollywood Grim Reaper, Corey Gamble. They getting him drunk. They probably slipped some of that 2C in his drink. And then he's sitting there with fucking Mega Man. He's 5'5". She's 6'8" with heels on, looking like a whole fucking tranny anyway. You know what I'm saying? And they fighting. Like ain't nobody looking. And that's why I said what I said. When you think about Eddie Murphy and Della Reese in Harlem Nights. Yeah. And guess what? When Della got on that ass and it got too much, his little ass got up, he got that gun and he shot her in the foot. Yeah. And everybody laughed. One of the funniest moments in the movie.
Yeah.
Damn straight. You
motherfucking
right. Have you seen Harlem Nights? It shot me in my pinky toe. Yo. Yeah, I blew that crusted motherfucker. I'm gonna blow that crusted motherfucker right off. Yeah, nigga. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was down when the shit happened. I wasn't even home when the shit happened with Tory Lanez. So hearing like different perspectives and shit is fresh to me still. But I'm glad to hear that. Not that it's true, but it gives me some of that, you know, yeah, I definitely got some of that free Tory energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Why didn't nobody laugh when they was blaming Tory for it? Because the situation ain't no different. The dimensions damn near the same.
No bullshit.
It's a little nigga. It's a big bitch.
Right.
And they fighting him while he's high and drunk because they mad that he was about to go fuck a Kardashian. He was fucking the both of y'all, wasn't he?
Right.
See, there's too many, you know what I mean? And there's footage that proves it. What about the lack of GSR? You know, there was lack of GSR with Tory just like there was lack of GSR with Shine. And yet, Shine went to jail, no GSR. Tory sitting in jail, no GSR. And Megan is turning into snakes and twerking for America with a lion fucking ass.
Jaguar.
With another lion ass fucking bitch who's talking about making collard greens in a goddamn bathtub. You know,
Tell me this. What do you do when you're sinking all 3 pointers, but we run out of time?
Hey, yo, making collard greens in a bathtub sounds disgusting.
I saw that interview.
I don't know where the hell she got her greens from. I'm trying to tell you.
She said in the interview, she said that her family's greens were so famous they had to start making them in a bathtub.
That was that secret sauce, that extra spice.
I can go on and on, but we've exhausted our time here. When can you return? There's so much. I had like a ton of questions I haven't gotten to.
Well, you want to know what's interesting?
Yes, I do.
You hear the siren?
We're in LA.
Thank you. You be here for a while now? Is your home now? Or?
Well, this is the thing. My old man is from Compton.
Oh, that's the homie. I was born in Compton.
I'm originally from Philadelphia, but I live in Dallas. Everybody knows that. And we work in Vegas.
Philadelphia.
So we kind of live a 3-car Monty life. You kind of got to guess where we are. But Cali is home for him, and he's home for me now. So
well, no need to
Cali's
guess. And I want you to know, mi casa, su casa, so the Black Box, Clichy 93 TV is my home.
I mean, the truth is, Spider, we've been waiting to have this conversation for about 3.5 years. So I think we would both be foolish to think we could get it all done in one sitting.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming through. People
I can't wait for them to sit down again. That was
explosive.
I
to say
wasn't
the
even
least.
expecting to watch the whole interview, but that shit turned up. How did that not get more love than it did? Like
That is
that
crazy.
should have way more love. Way more love.
That
Yeah.
is great. That interview is crazy.
Yeah. Y'all need to get this number up on them. Y'all need to run that up on them, cause that should get more love than that.
Sure.
That 2.28 thousand subscribers. I don't know about the other stuff that they do, but this interview was good, so it should have more numbers than that. I think that was a good take for the night, guys. You know, I think, you know what I'm saying? Look, y'all go back, look through that. There's some rewatchable moments in that shit.
I might just rewatch the interview myself. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that shit was wild. There was a lot that we covered there. I'm not even gonna do a super heavy recap. Beginning had Gene Deal. He always knows a little bit too damn much about everything going on, including the mayor and what they was happening, and Diddy and 9 kids, and him tasting souls and stuff, and what else did we cover?
Dude, honestly, Jaguar stole the show.
Yeah, right. She was a fucking mind blower with that.
She stole the
Hey,
show.
we gotta definitely get her in the grill.
We gotta do another take though. We didn't even get to Rollo. That's gonna be a fire one.
Didn't get to him. Yeah, nah, we didn't. But
I said Jaguar stole the show though.
yeah, nah, for sure. That was dope.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We out.
I got you, man. Check us out, man. The BTBRevolution.com. You guys are watching it live here. You can also catch me on X, Coastal DGen25.
Man, look. The BTB Revolution. Make sure y'all stay tuned. It's happening everywhere.